Yo, what's up, guys? Everyone, today, man, I'll be reviewing Season 5 of Stranger Things Volume 1. Funny enough, the first episode dropped on Thanksgiving Day, and the Part 2 or Volume 2 drops on Christmas. Like, Duffer Brothers, I know what you are. But yeah, I literally just finished watching this earlier today, and I have a lot of questions, a lot of things I want to get into. So I'm yapping, let's get into it. So, overall, I think it was worth the wait of like 3 years. I know one thing I would change in the beginning, going from the opening up with the Will scene and the throwback. I would love to get like a recap of what just happened in season 4 because it's been 3 years and I totally forgot. Like, I was literally talking to somebody and they mentioned that Will and Robin had something going on, and then when he dropped that coke, I was like, why is he getting mad at them kissing? And it's like, oh, because they had something going on beforehand and he didn't know, and he probably still had feelings. And I was like, oh, see, that makes sense. You know, I would have loved to get like re-jog my memory. Now a lot of people are like, oh, just watch season 4 beforehand. Well, sorry, unfortunately I didn't. But yeah, the Duffer Brothers, I'll be honest, they did it again. Excellent start to the season. And at the end, you know, Will having powers. Is he stronger than 11? He's like seeing through the eyes of Vecna. He's seeing through the eyes of not the eye of basically the beholder as the new victim of Vecna, aka Mr. Whatsit, aka oh my god, what's his other name? Dude, the guy literally has a million names. Like, I literally forgot his other name. Henry? Yeah, Henry. By the way, Henry, he might be a PDF, or we gotta call it how I see it, unfortunately. But yeah, Will having powers at the end. What's it called? Saving everybody. 11, we're seeing with the Kryptonite. Reuniting with Hopper. Reuniting with Jane. Like, oh no. I mean, Jane's her actual name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Basically, her mother. Max coming out of a coma. Is Max even alive? Like, oh my god. When I saw Max at the end of season 2, I was like, at the end of episode 2, I was like, is that a mermaid? What is on my screen right now? I'm like, is that Henry? Is that what's it? Is that Vecna? Talking to Holly? It was Max, my goat, aka Sadie Sink, my goat. See my boy Hopper, you know, he had the whole thing overseas with. Y'all know what I'm talking about, and, you know, went over that, boom, 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 boom. Vecna's arc from really seeing him in human form to going to his childhood house and collecting all of these kids and doing this and that and talking to them, but talking to them as like a ghost, basically. You can't see them, but they're talking to them, and he's after weak-minded children. Yo, Vecna, aka Henry, aka Mr. What's-It, you are not being a PDF allegations freak. But the whole 9 yards was amazing. There was really good cliffhangers. Episode 2, episode 3, and obviously episode 4 as well. The build-up was amazing. And the sudden shock, you know, seeing Max get up. Figure out who Vecna in human form is. The whole scene with, what's it called, his parents. With Mike and Nancy's parents, and the whole scene with that, and go to the house, and the Holly, sudden, what's it called, capturing and kidnapping, things like that, and the fact that knowing a lot of things that were going to go on, like, oh, like Will just knowing this and that because he sees through the eyes of Vecna, he knows that they're going to come, and when they come, they flicker the lights on and off and do this and that, and they had this whole trap set up. Like, so many things happen in these 4 episodes, which I know I'm all over the place, but I'm going to slow it all down, but just, again, so much initially, but so far, so good. Definitely worth the wait so far for season 5 of Stranger Things. My first question is, what happened to Derek's parents? Because they were also eating the cake from Erica to Tina, to basically poison him because they were gonna, the Demogorgons were gonna go ahead and capture Derek after they just captured Holly, and then they captured other kids as well. They had a whole setup with Murray and this and that and a third to protect them and put them in the holes so they don't get captured by them. So they just took them instead, but they helped with Derek and so much, the whole 9 yards. Y'all know if y'all watched this already. But yeah, it was so much going on, but they put like a sack in their head and they gave Derek ate the most, and he's supposed to be knocked out for the longest, and he woke up first, and I didn't see his parents. Like, I don't know what happened with that. I don't know, Duffer Brothers, if anybody asked him that question, but what happened to Derek's parents? What happened to Derek's sister, Tina? And what happened to Mike and Nancy's parents? Like, especially, I forgot what her mother's name was, but dude, she was literally in a coma. I don't know what happened to Ted. Now, Ted, I'm not gonna lie, L-Mans. His wife did all the work, go and do this and that, and then unfortunately Holly gets taken at the end, but Ted is literally just chilling eating popcorn and then puts up like a 0 fight, and it's like, whatever, Ted. But I'm very interested to see what happens to his wife, but also Ted as well. Sure, why not? And they still in a coma, or she's still in a coma, or what's going on with that? How long has Vecna been planning on Will since episode one? I remember I initially watched season one, and obviously Will got captured by Vecna, and his mother didn't know for 8 hours that she was gone and playing that band, like a Ouija board game and whatever was going on. But yeah, and is Will, like I mentioned, is he now stronger than 11? Does Will have a kryptonite? Because he's basically, seen through the eyes of Vecna and might have some of the powers of Vecna. Now, he's not actually Vecna. Like, he had said at once, oh, am I Vecna? He's like, not really, because he's not doing anything. He can just see through the eyes of him and see into the eyes of Vecna's victims. He can't really, he's not really portraying himself as Vecna. He's not actually like a violent serial killer. Um, but yeah, it's absolutely absurd. Somebody please let me know, how is Max alive? Like, I would love to know that. How is Max alive? She was in a coma. Lucas was talking to her. Holding her hand. It looked like she may be twitching. And then, we saw the scene where was talking to Holly and how she got to the whereabouts and got to the upside down and got trapped in this mind game with Vecna. And, she was basically this close away from going back to the real world, and then the thought bubble where Lucas was and her coma-induced body was, and unfortunately, boom, she was a wee bit late, and then you can see her frustration, and then you can see Vecna behind her, and it's like, yikes, 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 yikes. Yeah, how did she know that Holly was there in the Upside Down, and how did she know the house that she was in? Like, again, there's so many questions to be had, but yeah, just a whole 9 yards on that. But overall, man, it was really, 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 really damn good. The William throwback in the beginning was pretty cool. The military gimmick where, they capture all these people, those military guys, something about them don't know about. I mean, I wonder what they were told to be able to capture all those kids, and it's just a lot going on. Very shady business. And in the beginning of the, what's it called? Beginning of the season, W for the trio, the Hellfire trio, having Dustin's back, aka Henderson, after he was rage baiting while wearing the Hellfire shirt. We saw what happened on the last season, and yeah, man, they had his back. And then unfortunately, he kept rage baiting them, and almost got beat to a pulp. He actually did get beat to a pulp. He got beat to death though, unfortunately. So that's tough. But 11 is the greatest ever. Steve and Jonathan are insane for trying to really, really, really get Nancy's attention, and both go up that high story plays to go help them pick up or put the light back on or flicker them something on from Robin and Steve and things like that. So many things transpired, but yeah. And then Jonathan popping out with a wedding ring for Nancy, showing Murray their ring, and it's like, okay, buddy, not even in a relationship, but got a wedding ring, is diabolical. That better be an engagement ring, freak. But yeah, and Fair's Robin. Hey, Robin Cook. Hey, Rockin' Robin. Hey, I see you, Robin. Robin got a good girl too. Shout out to Robin. Fuck around with Holly though. Fuck around with Holly. And then this troll talking about, I need the girl. It's like, what did you say, freak? And you can just tell Hopper's a good guy, really trying to make the best out of this situation, and really trying to just be an all around really good guy and not put 11 in bad situations, even when a predicament happened where he's like, oh, you gotta do this to do that and move on, and she did it. 11 did with the training, and like 1 second to spare, and he didn't let her go because he wants to protect her, and then he brings her to the place where she shouldn't be. I would love to know, which I'll get into as well. I know I'm all over the place, but how did 11 get herself out of the situation where Dr. K was right in her face, and Dr. K wanted her more than anything in the world, and still she let her go. And then Hopper had his 1v1 with her. So yeah, we'll see how that all transpires. Running up that hill is how the kid was. That was playing multiple times during the episodes. Willis is not real, unfortunately. Henderson got a show. That man literally got beat to a pulp. Literally 4v1 rage baiting going to Eddie's what's it called, cemetery. Yeah, the upside down world, seeing the hole open up with the Demogorgons from the regular world to the upside down. That's still in place. Hopper is an absolute demon. Will is insane. Holly is quite literally in hell in the upside down world, captured by the Demogorgons. Unfortunately, her mom initially didn't believe her, and then she was on a bubble bath, and then unfortunately, she ended up seeing that it was unfortunately real. Ted is the dumbest to ever do it. Like, literally might have rocks for brains. So much things going on, and he's just like showing like minimal attention. There's no brain cells at all. Yeah. Karen is an absolute demon though. Literally trying to save Holly and save herself and do this. And where the hell is Ted at? Jonathan's brain, I think, is generally fried. That man is cooked. Henderson. You are so lucky to make it out. And that was just an insane wall when they went to the upside down world, and it's like gushy, and you're trying to break this down with a knife, but it just won't open. Like, obviously absurd. Mr. What's It again, not being allegations. Demon Hopper. Hopper is an absolute demon. Will really has an insane power where, he can see the Vecna, and he has this thing in his back of his neck, and, he goes about the world pretty normally, and then all of a sudden he'll get like this flash at a random place, and then he can just see what Vecna's next victim is and see through the eyes of him. It's just absolutely absurd. And then we see his other power at the end, which is, oh my god, absolutely insane. Murray got it. Murray was helping them in the truck, just bringing them utensils and bringing them things that they needed, like really needed. It's helping them with the holes as well. But yeah, we end up finding out more about the Vector Kryptonite, which they have at the military base for 11. Holly generally has rocks for brains. Like, she literally thinks everything is a-okay when it's not. I mean, she's young, so gotta give her some grace. But yeah, and then Erica's a good one from baiting Tina, baking her or bringing her the cake, and lying to her about his fake apology and things like that, because they were like 12 days ago they had cut off on the wrong foot, whatever the hell it was. Comment trolls. They had a late trap set up at their house to what's it called? Capture the Demogorgons, and after a couple trolls, they put out the rocket launcher, they put out this, they put out that, and finally they captured those freaks. I find out like every single time they have like that fire launcher and things like that. That's usually when they chill out for a little bit, and then they rile up eventually. But still, and then this man Derek, really thought it was him. But before that, we're talking about my goat Max coming out of nowhere at the end of the episode 2. That's my goat right there, man. That's my goat. That's the real MVP right there. But yeah, this man Derek literally thought it was him. Dipshit Derek turned into the delightful Derek. Literally eats, consumes all of this pie. The guy's an absolute just freak, a menace to society. And yeah, he ends up at the end, orchestrating everybody to go into the tunnel, having this plan, having this walkie-talkie, putting it in a lunchbox, and doing his thing. But initially, he ran away, and then Will tackled him, told him the story, and then he didn't believe it. And then the Demogorgon came at basically at this, not a shack, but it was something where they were in this establishment, kind of. I don't know how I want to describe it, but yeah, it was insane. And then we got Demon Steve driving his car right to the upside down world with a little bit of time to spare, just an absolute dog. And then Kay talks about, oh, we gotta bait people with kids. And I was like, you gotta get help, Kay, freak. Demon 11, and then we end up finding out that Henderson is him, the whole thing with the decibels and that, and yeah, Henderson, brother, salute to you. And then Max talks about how Holly and their plan have to go back to, they don't have enough time right now, and then tells her the whole story about how she got there and how this is where she's living right now, like literally in like a mountain or some shit with some rocks, and Henry won't go there, so they know they're safe there because he has like hallucinations or bad memories or something like that. He physically just can't go to where she is because it just unlocks something bad in his brain or something like that. So some people on Twitter feeling bad for him. Why y'all feeling bad for a serial killing PDF? We good, freak. But yeah, that was a really good elite hose plan to put the hose through the bathroom, and then but bring people down one by one. They just go to the bathroom and they just don't want to come back. And apparently the military and the teachers just didn't know and hear any of the noises. And then somebody hit a gas pipe and a water leak and things like that happened. But outside of that, though, it was a pretty clever plan. And then everybody's plan gets turned upside down, the upside down world, but this is the real world, obviously. But yeah, they get captured by the thingies, and then the Demogorgons come out, and then the military literally one by one just gets pop, 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 pop. Then they end up going, and some of them go with Murray, and then at the end, it all comes crashing down as the Demogorgons come. And all the kids go in the upside down world, and all that work was pretty much for Nathan. So yeah, that was tough. That was tough for sure. But yeah, Hopper's a demon, man. Hopper. He almost had that suicidal bomb tied to his chest. Goes back after everything happens coincidentally. Teams up at 11, and yeah. But Demogorgon's to hell. The Flamer saved my fucking life. And then we end up finding 11 reuniting with her sister, which is amazing. Initially, I was like, I don't know who that is. She was like, basically that picture of, like NBA Twitter, or oh, I'm not tweeting until this happened. And they tweet that video about somebody in the hospital, like waking up out of like a long induced coma, stuff like that. But yeah, Vecna, what the actual hell? Free will, and generally not being allegations with these kids. Fairs for that boy Derek. Alerting the troops, firing the troops, and really getting everybody to work like pretty easily. Shout out to Derek for sure. Very, very good character development for that boy Derek. You've seen on Twitter, people like, oh, I've never changed my opinion on the character so quickly. Like, leading went from hating Derek to being like, wow, this guy's actually not bad at all. Shout out to Derek. Salute. And then William has arrived at the end. He has officially unlocked the Vecna powers. And again, what happened to the parents of Derek, but also of, Nancy and Mike. But yeah, overall, very, very good. Volume 1 of Stranger Things was a very, very big success. Again, I have a couple of questions, but yeah, to see William get his powers, to see my GOAT 11, to see Max wake up, I think, from her coma, to see Hopper reunite with 11 and his girl, basically, and, everybody that I like so far hasn't died, so let's see what Volume 2 is talking about. But yeah. Hey man, we are hoping that they defeat Vecna. That will feed families. But yeah, Duffer Brothers. How do I say this? The most chaotic season of all time. Hey, start off with a bang. Let's see what Volume 2 is talking about. But overall, Stranger Things, it's a W in my book. Season 5, Volume 1. But yeah, very, very good start to Stranger Things Season 5. But yeah, other than that, that is the video. Make sure to go down below, drop a like, comment down below, sub up. Make sure to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. It's your boy John. Also, follow me on Instagram and Playback. Links, everything in the description box down below. Social media, channels, all that is down below. Also, comment below if you guys want to talk any Stranger Things as well. We're on this close to 20-minute yap session. A lot of things are going in my brain right now. If there's anything I missed, comment it down below. Anything you want to talk about, comment down below. I'm always down to talk Stranger Things. But yeah, Duffer Brothers. Good work, brothers. Good work. I heard Robin on this. By the way, I've been watching so many videos of the cast, things like that on YouTube. Robin talking about, oh, she wanted the spinoff. Oh, she wanted this. Oh, she wanted that. And then she keeps getting declined. They were talking about they have like a cartoon or something like that, or along the lines coming to Duffer Brothers. And I want to see if they have any spinoffs with this. I mean, obviously, people want to see 11 spinoff. Will spinoff wouldn't be bad. People want to see maybe a love triangle between Nancy, Jonathan, Steve. I don't know. But I wouldn't be mad for some shit with Max. Max, like, one of my favorite characters. It goes 11, 1A, Max 1B. But yeah, y'all want to see the spinoffs? Comment down below. Hey, Duffer Brothers, y'all gonna cook or what? But yeah, like I said, it's been your boy John. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Have a great rest of y'all day. And I'm out, man. Peace.